Welcome folks, thanks for joining me today. Unicorn Light Tarot here, and today we are going to do a very simple reading, yes or no, answering your questions, yes or no. So we're using this today, which I think is really kind of fun. We're just going to ask the question. We have three piles here. So pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. We have yellow, turquoise, and pearl. So we're going to ask the question for each pile, and then, so we have good idea, no, think about it, bad idea, yes, and forget about it here. And then the actual cards here will be just sort of clarifiers. So that's what we're going to do. So we're just going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to ask you to think of a question. Again, any question, whatever it is that comes to mind that you need some clarification on, but obviously it needs to be a yes or a no answer. And again, we'll have some clarifiers, hopefully some more information for you through the tarot cards and the oracle cards. So let's go ahead and go for pile 1 here. So I'm going to take these. There's a way. So if you picked pile 1, this is your pile with the yellow. I'm going to put the yellow right next door to the moon here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to ask the question to the universe, yes or no. So let's go ahead and get our magnetic help here today. So we're going to ask yes or no. Okay, so the answer, according to this, is yes. So the answer to your question is yes. So 5 of Winters here, action, 8 of Pentacles, made work, and 6 of Cups. So if you've asked the question here, pile 1, and your answer is yes, the one thing that I'm getting is that you sort of knew that it was a yes, but you're doubting your actions. So don't do that at all. You've put everything in place and everything is going to come to fruition. So don't worry about it. I feel like the one thing that I'm getting from the 5 of Winters here, the 5 of Winter, is that some of the negativity is around people around you. Now, they may not actually be saying, oh, you can't have this, or this won't happen for you. And I do feel as though the question is, for most of you on pile 1, is if you are on the right path, or if something that you've just put into the universe and taken action on, if it's the right path for you. And I think that if there's any self-doubt, it really is sort of coming in and around you. Now, it may not be physical people around you who are telling you that you can't do it. It just might be practical people who are trying to help you out or do their best. You know, you always have that one practical friend who is a bit of a pessimist, and you know, they mean well. It's that sort of energy. I don't feel as though there's any malicious energy around you, but I do feel as though you're not necessarily surrounded by dreamers. At least not in your immediate vicinity. If you do have a spiritual community, they might be a little further away or maybe online. So I feel as though you do know people who would understand that you want to dream. But I think it's really important that you do trust your action, and your answer is yes. And it's really just about really believing and in yourself, and not really taking any, just not really believing in the expectations of others or in the universe or the world at large. It's about doing things on your own. I feel like whatever it is that you've inquired about actually could be really good for you in many different ways. I think financially blossoming into the person that you are bound to become, that you've bound yourself to become in this lifetime. And I feel like you're willing to take the action. And I feel like I keep getting the message, it's a hard yes. So it's a definite yes. There's not even like you know, something in the middle, oh, maybe, or maybe at a different time. It could be, I mean, it's an absolute yes. So whatever you asked, absolutely. And also not to doubt yourself, because you've taken the right action to put all of this into fruition. And the other thing that I'm getting is that whatever this looks like, it's going to be even more magical than you even possibly imagined. So I feel like you're seeing this from sort of I think a part of you has the magical mindset and is believing that it can happen. But like, I think your practical mind has set in and given you a little bit of doubt here, which is totally understandable. That happens a lot. And it's that mindset that cannot even imagine how magical this is going to look like and what it is that you'll be able to do when this comes to fruition. I'm seeing you influencing a lot of people and in the right way, and being able to shift your life in dramatic ways. So I feel as though whatever it is that you've just inquired about, you've been on this road for many, many eons in many ways. And this is not something that's been brand new in the making. And if it is, there's lots of things that you've put out there in the universe beforehand so that you can get to the point of asking for this. So I sometimes have a problem with saying things are owed to people. I don't think anybody's owed anything in some ways, but I am definitely getting the message that this is owed to you, insofar as that this is something that you've designed within your karma. So it is owed to you, and it will be happening, and it's going to happen very, very soon. I feel like whatever it is that you've asked for, you're not going to be starting off at the bottom. It's going to, when it is and it comes into fruition, and it sort of, it comes for you in a way, whatever this is, it's going to sort of, it's going to be huge. I mean, it's going to change your life and sort of knock you off your feet in a way, but in a good way, in a really, really good way. So everyone is also going to be proud of you. So this is wonderful. So this is absolutely good news. And this is definitely going to affect every aspect of your life, particularly financial. But you will be doing whatever it is that you're going to be doing, or whatever opportunity is going to come in for you. It's something that you were meant to do in this lifetime. So in many ways, it was a hard yes, for sure. And you've taken the action. There's really nothing to worry about. The only thing that you could do if you wanted is to remove yourself from any self-doubt. But the answer is yes. So pile one, I hope that cleared up any negativity for you. Clearly, you are on the right path, and this is going to happen for you. So again, the answer is yes, pile one. Well done. So pile two. If you chose turquoise, this is for you. So again, let's just remind ourselves, we are asking a question that requires a yes or a no, any kind of clarification. It could be about absolutely anything that you want. So we're going to ask the question now, and we're going to use this wonderful little gadget here to at least find out if it's a yes or a no, and then we're going to use these cards as clarifiers. So yes or no to your question. Oh, and it's hitting the unicorn. That's a little extra magic for you, pal, too. And forget about it. Okay, so forget about it is, let's just see what we have for the clarifiers for the cards here. Forward autumn. Manage your resources wisely. Nourishment. So, Two of Swords and Judgment. So what I'm getting here is, so it wasn't a hard no, it was a forget about it. So that's a little bit different. And you've got a lot of cards in reverse here. So the Two of Swords. So I feel as though some of this is, I'm getting a lot of this for pile 2 for romance. And I feel as though maybe this, I do feel as though this is a romance, but it's not anything that's blossomed yet. And you're inquiring whether this person would be good for you. I feel as though the answer is, obviously it says here forget about it, but I feel like the true answer is that pull in your energy and seek your own nourishment. I feel as though that for most of you, you have an adventurous spirit and you consider every single opportunity to go out there and have an experience. So you're not the type of person necessarily to, if you do have regrets, at least you can go back and say, hey, well, at least I did it. And I think that's a wonderful way of seeing your life. I think what this pile, what these cards and the energy around this is that are you doing things for the sake of doing this, and are you reliving the same sort of situations? So I can't tell exactly what the question is. And again, for some of you, I'm definitely getting romance, but for others of you, it's a little unclear. But what it is clear is that this situation or this person, this decision around this person or this situation, I'm hearing that you're really not supposed to, or you don't have to waste your time on it. That should you go through it, or should you step up to the plate and experience what it is, the situation that you're asking about, it would be for experience, but again, it wouldn't necessarily teach you anything brand new. So what I'm getting is that whatever you've inquired about, it wouldn't necessarily give you a brand new experience that you can integrate and take something worthy from it, no matter how it ended. And I am definitely getting that the energy that you're putting out into the world around this person or around this experience, you could be pulling back into yourself and giving yourself the nourishment that you so badly need. And in fact, I'm getting that it's really important for you to ground into your own energy and really understand who you are again, and that the situation that's come up in and around you, or this person that you're inquiring about, is actually reflecting old stuff coming up. And again, doesn't necessarily need to be physically witnessed or have a physical relationship with in order to understand what this person could be for you. So again, I certainly don't want to tell you what to do, nor would I. But I think the advice from the cards are take a step back, certainly take a step back, and begin to ask yourself, like, try this person or situation on without having to physically commit to going further into the situation, and just try this situation and person on and see what your intuition comes up with. I think you would be able to get to the bottom of why this may not be a great situation for you to waste time with. I keep getting that, you're just going to waste time going down this, and I keep getting rabbit hole too. So I feel as though, I just feel as though there's aspects from your past that's coming up that's sort of clouding your vision here. There might be a little bit of ego involved in some way. And it could be either egos involved with the situation, or egos involved, or your own ego coming up for you to face in a different way and sort of integrate the story of what this could be without having to physically go through it. I am hearing that there could be an aspect of a waste of time having to go through it, and it's really not necessary. You could absolutely just sort of live the dream, or live out the dream of what this relationship or what this situation would be without having to physically do it and waste time. So that's what I'm getting there. Again, nourishment and getting back into your own power. Watch the ego there. It's not that your ego is trying to take over, but I think your ego is coming up with the protection insofar as like, oh, no matter what, we can handle it. We can definitely handle this. Maybe the risks are worth it. But I think you're being asked to consider the risks. Are they really worth it? And whether there's just a part of you that's trying to lay abandon to the wind and just go with the flow. And I think that you might be pushing an aspect of your personality that wants to go with the flow, which is totally wonderful. But is this the situation or the person that you want to go with the flow with. So I'm definitely getting the understanding that if you take a step back, your intuition will definitely let you know one way or another, and you kind of know this already. I feel as though there are definitely others around you who are even advising you, really, is this really what you want to do? And I feel as though you're purposely blocking out this advice. And sometimes it's great to get advice. If you ask for advice from certain people and you know that person can give you that objectivity, that's wonderful. But I don't necessarily feel like anyone that's offering you advice is necessarily I feel like the people that are offering you advice you haven't really asked for, so you're not really taking it into consideration, which is totally fine. And you might even be slightly angry at the fact that they're offering up their opinion, which again is totally fine. But you also want to sit with the fact that their opinion is bothering you in some way, so you might want to look at why that's bothering you. Again, your intuition knows everything. There's absolutely nothing wrong with your intuition. You're not going in the wrong path. In fact, I feel like there might be an aspect of self-destruction that comes up every now and again. And I feel like in the past, you may have actually have gone with that and activated that aspect of your personality. I'm not saying that you will here, but it might be activated in a way at this time, but it doesn't mean that you're going to move forward with it. Again, the real question here is, do you physically need to go through the situation or through this relationship in order to learn what you think you can already learn? And again, forget about it. I mean, the answer here is no. Forget about it. It's like the universe is saying it's just not even worthy of your time. So I hope this resonates with you, pile 2. You are on the right track. You certainly are. And you are listening to your intuition when you give yourself the chance to listen to your intuition. So I hope that helped to clarify what it is that you're going through, or what it is that you are thinking about right now. If any of this resonated, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. And good luck choosing you and remaining grounded and listening to your soul and not having to repeat old stuff constantly and just moving through without having to waste your time anymore. So in that way, wonderful. All right. Okay, pile 3, this is for you. If you chose pile 3 in the pearls, well done. This is your reading. So again, what we're doing is we're asking a question about a situation, a person. It can be absolutely anything whatsoever, anything and everything. And we're going to use this magnetic sort of hand here to initiate the yes or no, and then the cards here will be used as clarifiers. So let's think of the question, and we'll ground ourselves into the question. And again, yes or no. So we're just going to this right here and see where it goes. Nobody knows. And so your question is no. So I feel as though, and I have been using this a little bit, I feel as though this sort of went in the middle a little bit and sort of went in and a little round and went straight into no. So let's see what this means for the clarifiers. The Empress, time to take action. Okay, and the Void, which is reversed here. 4 of Pentacles, so improvement of money, and Page of Swords. So I feel as though for your clarifying cards here, I feel as though it wasn't exactly a hard no, but I do feel as though your own power is absolutely and profoundly intact. So I feel as though this is very similar to pile 2, insofar as pile 2 was all about like not wasting your time and not having to go through certain things to learn what you already know. I feel like a little bit of that is in here too. I feel as though you have just freshly come out of or coming into who you are. You're really freshly coming into who you are. And I want to be really clear here. You've definitely known for a while about who you are. And it's not like you've been building yourself up. If anything, you've been shedding stuff from your past lives and your past in totality, really, in order for you to be left with who you are. So I feel like there is a little bit of a need to protect your energy at this point as you come out of the cocoon stage and come into the sort of, great phoenix stage. And this opportunity maybe that came in for you, or this person or this opportunity or whatever it is that you have asked about, I feel as though it wouldn't be the worst thing for you necessarily, but I feel as though the universe is asking you to preserve your energy and to really sort of shine from the work that you've just done. And I feel as though the message that I'm getting is that the energy around what it is, the situation that you've asked about, is not completely shining and as illuminating as it should be. And the one thing that I keep getting is that because you have just shed a lot of your past and you've moved into who you are, you might still be bringing in, like I said, I like using this word echo. You might be bringing in sort of remnants from your past that really don't need to be taken as much notice as they were before. Whereas before, they were sort of like bookmarks. All right, I'll come back to that. All right, what do I need to learn about this? What lessons do I need to move through? And then you integrate that lesson and move through it. I feel like the energy around the situation or the person that you have asked about still holds some energy from your past. So this was teetering on, think about it, and sort of in the middle here. So while it did end on no, my feeling is that should you decide to go for and act on the situation that you have inquired about, it wouldn't necessarily be bad. And unlike pile 2, where it's like, it's just a waste of your time. You're just going through the same remnants and the same situations as before. And there's nothing new for you to learn from that situation. This is pile 2. I do feel as though you can trust yourself to, should you decide to go into the situation or move forward with whatever it is that you've asked about, you wouldn't be wasting your time. But I also feel like you'll be pulling yourself out of the situation far quicker than you anticipate. So why bother? So I don't feel like it's a firm no, but I do feel like the energy that's around the situation, and it might be a prospect of getting involved with, artists, or feeling like a new venture of some sort. While it's a wonderful idea, it's also at its brand new stage, and there's just, I just feel like there's just not enough momentum right now to keep it going. So while it's not necessarily a terrible idea, even though it says no to get involved, like I said before, the steam or the momentum is going to run out naturally on its own. So what I'm getting here is the energy is the fact that you have attracted this situation or this understanding or whatever it is that you're asking about right now. Take pride in the fact that you've attracted this kind of brand new sort of situation. If you're inquiring about it, that in itself is really wonderful. Now, what they're saying is your guides are saying that you've just come out of this, what we consider the void, which is not really a void, but you've come into yourself in such a way that don't take the first opportunity that comes to you. Really sit with yourself and know that better opportunities are coming. So I feel like this is one of many opportunities that are coming in, but I'm definitely feeling with the Page of Swords that there's action and there's beauty around the people or around the situation that you've asked about, but there's also some, not immaturity, but again, there's not enough momentum. There's something that's not going to take off as well as something that's planned a little better would take off later on. So yes, I guess it's a no, but it's also, I think it's a don't necessarily bother with this situation kind of no, but be really happy that you're in and around this energy, and just know that there are a lot more opportunities coming up for you, and this is the first of many. And while there may not be a huge amount of illumination, I feel like this is just something that's not been planned or well thought out yet. But the energy is not quite as grounded as it should be. So the momentum isn't there, but the ideas are there, and you could, come back to the situation maybe a little bit later on and see how they're doing and get involved a little bit later. But again, this is really about that this is whatever's around you right now is in its infancy, and there are other opportunities that are coming with you. And again, maybe in and around the same people or the same energies or the same group, but much more well thought out. And if you got involved with this, it would be a lot of work. Whereas if you got involved with a situation a little bit later on, and there's many, many different situations coming to you. There's a lot of offers coming to you. So I keep getting, don't say necessarily yes to this one. See what else is out there. So I feel like maybe there's a situation that you've just come into or just come out of where you're sort of brand new on the market, or you're out in the world in a brand new way, and you're attracting brand new energy, and you're asking about it, and that's wonderful. So the answer is the energy is a little new, and it's not grounded enough to necessarily take off. But there's many different energies that are coming to you, and many different opportunities that are coming to you that have much more illumination, a lot more light, a lot more momentum. So hold on for a better situation or a better person. But really bask in the sort of the energy that you're around right now. I don't feel like the situation or the energy that you're around right now is negative necessarily. It's just not, and not immature is not quite the right word. It's just sort of young, inexperienced. So I'm getting bask in that energy, enjoy it for what it is. Don't take it any further. So much more energy that is coming in and around you. And that's the sort of energy and opportunity that you should take notice of and move through and move towards and integrate into your life. But do bask in whatever it is that you're going into right now. But don't take it too seriously. Have a nice little flirt with the idea, or flirt with the situation, or flirt with the person. There's nothing wrong with that. Very often we get so much from what we actually want. We learn how to dream and learn what we truly want in this lifetime by trying things and people on, and figuring out what it is that we're attracted about them, or what we find attractive about this situation. It doesn't necessarily mean that we need to act on every single person or every single situation, but it's good to try situations on. This would be an ideal situation for you to try on, absolutely, but maybe not waste your time with. So pile 3, I sincerely hope that resonated with you and gave you a little bit of illumination. And again, I am getting fairy energy. Last message, do have fun though, not take anything too seriously with this situation. It's really not a life or death situation here. I'm hearing just have fun. So I hope this resonated. Please let me know in the comments below. So this was just a little reading today to check in and do some quick yes or no's. So I hope you had a wonderful time. Please take care. Please believe in who you are. Always listen to your intuition. Your intuition will never, ever, ever steer you wrong or gear you in the wrong direction. Absolutely not. So please take a deep breath, listen to your intuition, and always act on that. And until we meet again, take care and bye-bye.